You don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming?
Hello everyone, this is Easy Allies. I am going to be your host, Michael Huber, joined by Ian Hink.
Hi.
And Bradley Ellis.
Hello.
All three of us have had the pleasure and the privilege of finishing Resident Evil 3, the new remake that just came out. This is not a spoiler mode. We're going to be doing a spoiler mode later on down the line. These are just our general thoughts and impressions as we enter release week. So I'm going to kick it off, coming straight to you, Brad.
Oh, God. Yes.
Give us your thoughts, your gut impressions after finishing Resident Evil 3.
Good. Came away feeling good about it. There's some things I wish were there that were absent for me, and I really felt it. I think they did a really good job of taking the more action-oriented style of 3, because the original 3 was much more action than 2.
Totally.
And I think they did a good job of incorporating. Like, it still has like the horror aspects, but of course it's more like fast-paced, I guess, than 2. But yeah, I think they did a really great job with it.
Solid. How about you, Ian?
Yeah, I mean, I had very little memory of 3. I pretty sure I played it back in the day, but I don't remember it at all. So playing through this was a lot of fun for me because I was just kind of felt like the first time. And I mean, I'm sure they changed a lot of stuff anyway. I knew that it was, like, going in, I knew from the old days that 3 was, you know, quote-unquote, like, not as good as 2 and, like, more action-y and shorter. So I was not surprised by any of those elements in this one.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing to address. That's kind of been the early impressions, and some divisive reactions are out there now, mainly to do with the action focus and or the length of the game. I will admit it was a little short. I beat this thing in one sitting, obviously. I don't mess around.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like 6 hours to get through it. And, you know, I wasn't angry I wasn't upset, I guess, that they cut some things from the original. It doesn't need to be like a one-for-one remake. Sure. It is its own thing. But I think when the length is so short and you realize that they cut a bunch of stuff, that's when those two ideas kind of collide, and it's like, oh
yeah,
man.
Definitely. That's what makes it hurt more when the stuff isn't there. That was in the original. Yeah.
So action, let's talk about the action.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the hard-boiled, breakneck pace of this game, and I think it complements Resident Evil 2 so well. I think there's going to be a lot of comparisons out there. There's going to be a lot of, oh, well, this one is better. Well, this one is better. And I think right at the outset, it's just so different.
They're just different, yeah.
They're so different. It just complements it so well. What did you guys think of just the overall pace and the action and the tone?
Well, it's funny, yeah, because I said to my roommate Omar while I was playing it, I was like, man, this is one of those games that you, like, can't, there's no good stopping point. Like, you're playing it and you're just like, oh, 6 hours have gone by, all right. Like, and then I started a second playthrough and got through the first part of it, like, so much faster.
So
like, what
fast.
took me hours, I got through in, 20 minutes. And it's just fun. The thing I like about it is that, to me, I'm not nearly as much of a veteran. I'm a fan, but I'm not as knowledgeable about these games as either of you guys. But, like, what I liked about this one is the action versus Resident Evil 2. And, like, Leon and Claire are both, like, capable or whatever, but this one makes Jill just feel like a badass.
The best.
Yeah.
Stars.
Yeah, like, no shade on Leon or Claire, but, like, they're in a very different situation.
Absolutely.
Whereas Jill feels like a STARS member out here kicking some butt,
Yeah. Yeah, what do you guys think of Jill and Carlos's relationship? Obviously not getting into super spoilery details, but what did you just think about the overall
I thought it was
story?
solid. It was much more realistic to me than the original, I'll say that. Like, Jill, like, fought back a lot against him, I would say.
Yeah.
She was much more, like, kind of like, fuck you, Carlos, a lot in this game than she was in the original game. But yeah, I think their chemistry was great. I liked Carlos a lot in this too.
Yeah.
It felt very natural, her reactions to his, because like some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, all right, Carlos, pump the brakes, and then she's just like, fuck you, dude, and then I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to obviously the big elephant / bioweapon in the room, Nemesis.
Yeah.
Also, some divisive opinions out there on, I've been combing through some of the reviews, and it's pretty mixed reactions to Nemesis. And I will say that within the context of the story, I loved everything they did with Nemesis. What did you guys think about the big bad?
So Nemesis was definitely intense. He didn't feel as stressful to me as I would say Mr. X did, just because I don't recall any moments when Nemesis was chasing me where I like had to do a lot or something, where I was really like, I gotta go here. And this, like in 2, you get like the clock gear and you gotta go upstairs and all that stuff, and you gotta go through the RPD. This one, it's kind of like he shows up, you mostly run to a specific area, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, he didn't feel like. I remember as a kid, actually, I just remembered something that I didn't like 3 because of Nemesis. Like, I've never liked the, like, endless pursuit boss, because to me they just feel like a kill screen level, or like an auto scroller, because they're just pressure, and that's all they are. Like, it makes them, like, I don't see them as a villain, I see them as a game mechanic, But the fun thing in this, and the way they treat him over the course of the game, in things we can't talk about and don't want to spoil here, but like it really is fun and builds in a cool way. And the thing I liked about it, I don't know if this is in the original game, the thing I like about it is the you get the little item if you down him.
Yes, that is in the original. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So maybe I just didn't know that as a kid, but like that made it feel more fun, where it's like, I know I can't beat this guy, but at least I can get like a thing out of him.
It's like Monster Hunter.
He's not too bad.
Get the parts or
And he's-
Take down.
He's not too bad. Yeah, you hit him with a grenade or something.
Yeah,
and you're,
pop the
you're
grenade, he's down.
fine. Yeah.
Take those parts.
And this game, I played on normal, not stingy with weaponry and
Oh
ammo.
no.
Like this is, I would even say this is not a survival horror game. It's just an action game, like almost. It's an action horror game.
It is very action. I will push back though, only because of some of the environments really tapping into that
for sure.
slower
Definitely.
survival
For sure.
Definitely.
vibe. But totally, and I feel you. Like,
Yeah. I actually
you can't just waste bullets everywhere. But it's like,
Right.
let me use my ammo.
I was shocked, honestly, when I saw some of the scores coming out.
Me too.
Because like I found this game inoffensive. I had fun. I had a blast. I was actually a little surprised your score was so low. Like
8.5 is not low.
it's lower than I thought Michael Huber would give a Resident. Obviously like the hype never like takes you over. But like my only complaints were repetitive zombies. Like I shot the same 4 people. It felt like over and over and over again. It kind of took me out a little bit. But like
Yeah, I mean, this and 2 shared assets.
Yeah.
But like, whatever.
Yeah.
Another controversial point of Resident Evil 3 is the reduced gore. What did you guys think about this? If you're unaware of what was really nerfed, the main thing that I noticed was when you shoot limbs off in 2, they would dangle kind of and drop to the ground and stay there, so there'd be like limbs everywhere. In this, when you shoot a limb off, it just kind of explodes and disappears.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Like, it feels like kind of a bummer to step back, but I'm sure there's a technical reason why they had to do that.
Totally. I feel like the game just looks better than 2. There's more zombies. Like, there was never any performance
Yeah, there's like
issues.
more going on. It feels like at a time.
Yeah, I didn't notice that difference personally. I mean, like, there weren't any cutscenes of like a dude's top of his head falling off, like in 2.
Right.
I played 2 on PS4 and I played this on PC with actually a super wide monitor, which was really interesting and wild. It was kind of fun. The game just kind of adapted to it, which was interesting. Yeah, so I didn't notice any real performance dips because I was playing it on way higher settings than the PS4.
Nice.
So yeah, but
That's actually funny. Yeah, I played on PS4 Pro, you played on PC, and Brad played on Xbox. Brad, I want to throw it to you as we wind down here. Early reports saying the Xbox version has some frame issues.
So when I played it, I don't know if it's still true or not. It seemed to go like around the 30 frames mark more often. Like I remember because I played 2 on PS4, and it felt like 60 the whole time. But this I definitely noticed where I was like, it's not as smooth as I remember 2 being. Yeah, I guess there was reports of that. So
yeah, I wonder if that's something they can fix in a
yeah,
patch
I mean,
or
I didn't ruin the game
something.
or anything. I definitely noticed it.
it on PC it's hard to tell because it's PC, so the settings. I was pushing it about as hard as I could.
For sure, yeah.
I've got a 2080 Super, and I definitely noticed like a couple of weird things. Some funny like resource saving things with zombies in the distance where they would get really low frame rate, but the stuff close up.
Yeah.
Wasn't,
yeah, totally. Two did that as well.
Yeah, 2 did that too. So that's just an engine thing, which was way more noticeable compared to really high-res close-up stuff than I found on PS4. Yeah, and a little stuttering in cutscenes and stuff, but yeah, nothing took me, ruined it for me.
All right, well, I think we've hit all of the main beats. I would like to hear your guys' final word about Resident Evil 3 as we wind down. And remember, viewers, we're going to get really in-depth when we do a spoiler mode. These are just general impressions. We're really going to take the deep dive after many of you have the chance to go through it yourselves. But any final thoughts, Ian or Brad?
I really liked it. I mean, I like Jill a lot. Like, the women in Resident Evil have always been kind of heroes to me. So like, I think she's a real badass in this. And I thought that it looked beautiful. It played really. It was a lot of fun. And I actually didn't mind that it was short because then you can just do it again.
Exactly.
And speed run it and get the unlocks and whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought it was a fun game. Didn't offend me. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I think it's really good, especially if you like 2. I think you're really gonna have a good time with this. Like, I still kind of miss some things that aren't in it. Like, I still have that, but I think it was really solid, and I felt like, or at the end of the day, I'm very happy with it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And something you said earlier, I wanted to kind of reiterate too, is like this. While it's a remake of the original 3, it feels like a complementary piece to
100%.
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Totally.
Like it's the Gaiden of RE2 remake,
Yes.
and that's what it feels like. It's really cool.
Totally. It feels like it has way more in common with 2's remake rather than its original.
It's original.
For sure.
It feels like a side story.
Shout out to the game's replay, like how you like what you do in the next games. I think it has a really cool system that's different from 2, and I think it's really rad this time around.
Yes. My final word is going to be that this game is incredible. Do not be concerned at some of the divisive scores out there. It is so good, and to counter the short length, as Brad was saying, the unlockables and the replayability is top notch and exactly what you would expect from a Resident Evil game. So that's going to do it for now. That was Easy Allies' early Resident Evil 3 impressions. We will be streaming this game nonstop, I assume. We will be streaming Resident Evil Resistance nonstop. There's going to be so much Resident Evil 3 coverage, you're going to be sick of it eventually. So we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Come on. Start, damn it! It's my turn, bitch!